The court report is here. Kennedy Currie is up next. Thank you to Caroline Spur. Thank you also to Tamara Thorpe. Thank you to Kennedy Currie. Thank you for being with us.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Talk about this big Dudley season that's going on right now. Dudley's having a good year. I wrote down some key points for Dudley. He had the big win at Southern Alamance.
Yes,
I think it was 45-44. Huge win.
1 point.
You go down and beat Shaylin Burnett, and that's a big win. Not
Great
just
win.
Shaylin, the entire team.
Right.
We know Shaylin. We know
Key player.
Yeah, key
right.
player. That was a big win for you.
Big win. I mean, just throughout the whole game, it was just intense. Defense and free throws won that game for us. I think.
I read somewhere where you guys hit a lot of free throws down the stretch.
Yes. I remember two in my head were Michaela Rouse. She shot the last 2 free throws that put us up by that 1 point. She got fouled and she knocked them both down. She had been struggling from the free throw line the whole game, but those 2, she knocked them down. And earlier on, a lot of us, we connected on at least the front end of our free throws, and we made both of our free throws, so we did a good job as a team.
That was a big win for you, and you also beat Grimsley, I think, last Friday night.
Yes.
And you had the loss, so Monday to New Hope.
New Hope, yeah.
That's probably, I would say, if I was just going to be a Dudley player, so I'm going to pretend like I'm a Dudley girls player coming out of the game. If I came out of the game, I would say to myself, and if anybody asked, it's one of the toughest teams I've ever seen.
Of course, they're just completely athletic. I know a lot of them playing AAU and things with them, but it's just a strong ball club. They know each other well, so it's hard. It's tough to go against a team like that. But I mean, do what you can.
Hey, and you tweaked your knee a little bit in that game, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Are you okay now? Are things okay?
Well, things are all right. There's nothing. I haven't really been given a true diagnosis. It's just maybe a strained MCL. So I'm not completely sure if I'll be up to playing tomorrow. It's just up to how I feel.
I sure hope you can play tomorrow night, because we all know that's a big one. Paige tomorrow night.
Right, Paige, and that's gonna be tough. But it's just all up to how I feel, because you never want to try and then injure yourself further. So I never want to take that risk. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you've got Dr. Kramer, I guess, works for the team somewhere there. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Kramer's got a good roll of tape, some good resistance tape going. You can always work that out, you hope.
We'll see.
Yeah, I know if you're not there, they're going to miss you, because you're a big part of this team, that's for sure. Yeah. All the rebounds. That's what I always look at, the rebounds and the play you make in the corners on the court. Very involved in this team.
Right. I try to just be there for my teammates, just try to do the little things. And, that's just I think that's going to be the big things for tomorrow. If the team does the little things like the rebound and the boxing out, not letting, Paris just come in and get her own rebound. Same with Shaylin. When we allowed that to happen with Southern Alamance, it just made the game easier for them. So if we make the game harder for our opponents by doing the little things, I don't think we'll struggle as much. We'll do a lot better.
I was talking about Paris earlier. I was saying Paris and her outside shots, and she follows those shots and has a tendency to do so.
Exactly.
That's what she has to do, and then that's where your box out becomes so important.
Right.
And you got to get a good friend of ours. We've interviewed her many times in the past couple of years, Vivian Polite. Big Vivian inside is going to be pretty tough, because she's gotten better. I know you've seen Vivian Polite from Paige.
I believe, I think I know you're talking about.
She came off of them a little bit last year, late in the season. Boy, she's played well this year too. She's a big girl, got the kind of like Kennedy Currie, got the intelligence, got the sense of the game upstairs and here. But Vivian's playing tough on the inside, so that means you got to work hard inside too.
Exactly. And we have some girls that are working hard in there. We have 2 post players, one that's younger, and then another senior friend of mine. Those 2 are going to be in there tomorrow. So hopefully they'll be doing the little things like we were saying earlier, boxing out, just getting those offensive boards, making the game easy, putbacks, things like that. Because it's not all about scoring, but doing those little things can get you bucket after bucket. So just doing little things like that.
You got a couple of players this year I noticed on that roster. I think they played some last year for you and come playing even more this year. Mm-hmm. Harrison and Hairston, those kids.
Right. Yes, you're talking about Kiera and you said Harrison and Hairston.
Is it Harrison and Hairston? Are those the 2? Kiera's one, I know.
Kiera.
Yeah.
And then maybe Hairston. Oh, Victoria.
There you go.
Victoria, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so of course, I'm not sure if you know, but Victoria, she's also out. She has a high ankle sprain, so she'll be out for a few weeks. She'll probably be out longer than I will, but yeah, she hurt herself at the last game. I think she hurt herself against Grimsley, so unfortunately she's out as well.
So the injury bug is starting to pop up a little bit then.
Unfortunately, just
How do we work ourselves through this injury bug? How do you get through these things? I know.
got an ice. I know today during the practice, I was working hard with our trainer Angie. She had me icing on and off. We were doing exercises, trying to do some jogging on the sidelines, just working hard, trying to get it back right. But there's not much Vic can do. She's in a boot and everything, so we're trying to get her.
Gotta just make sure she takes it easy.
Right.
From your standpoint, you've come a long way over the past few years. You've made that commitment to High Point University. That's going to be big for you too at sometime next year when you get a chance to play for the Purple Panthers at High Point.
Exactly. Once a Panther, always a Panther.
Hey, you got that right. Dudley Panthers, High Point, exactly.
Gotta love it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I talk to my coaches all the time. We've got a good relationship, and she's constantly telling me, I'm just so excited what I can do with you. You're already this great just at this level. So she's just always like, I can't wait to get my hands on you, mold you to make you even better, even more of a better player. So I'm looking forward to that. The summer school, I know that's going to be tough with the conditioning.
Yeah, you got to start early, right?
All that good stuff, exactly. You got to start early. So I'm feeling excited.
The good thing about it, going back to the day that you had your son and you and Michaela had the signing day, I wrote that down about some notes. That was a very emotional day. Remember that day over there in Dudley when you did the signing? Very emotional day.
Yes, it was like wildfire, just spread just like it. Like we just realized, both of us, well, we accomplished what we've been playing all these years to accomplish. Not just the scholarship, but just to see the reward and all this hard work that you've been going through, like all these injuries that you've worked to get better for, what all of this turns out to be. And it's truly a blessing for both of us. That's why I think we were all just so emotional that day. It was
an interesting week because I went to New Hope, I guess on Tuesday or Wednesday. New Hope, I was over there, and Kayla Mays was there, and Christina
and Kat.
And Catherine Harris. Mm-hmm. All those girls. You might have been there too that day.
I was there.
I thought you came over. Yeah. So that was very emotional too.
Exactly.
Left there, came to the Dudley signing. Very emotional, very spiritual. That's what I liked about those. They were great. And then over at Page with Paris Key, it was the same thing. That was just an interesting week for the girls that all signed because everybody was into it, and it was just like an emotion was huge among those signings.
It's just amazing just to know, like I said, that you've accomplished all this after all these years. It's
playing. Almost like all that work paid off.
Exactly. That's exactly how it feels, and it's even more amazing to support your friends. Like when I went to their signing at New Hope, I was just really proud because those are teammates of mine during the summer and everything, and their family, just like anyone else. So it's an amazing feeling to see all of us succeeding.
Is that the Phoenix team? Is that right?
Yes.
With the Phoenix?
Over the summer, I played with Delaney Rudd and the Phoenix.
I was thinking about that day.
Yeah.
All Rudd, right?
We all played together just this past summer, so we all know each other.
That was a heck of a team, man.
Yes.
Heck of a team.
We loved it. Michaela Rouse also, she played with us, and so all of us were together. We just amazing. It's just amazing when it all comes together. It's exciting, but
I remember last year interviewed you girls over at Dudley. I can't remember. I think that might have been the semifinal game, maybe the Metro Conference tournament.
It was right after a win against
a big win.
Southern Alamance. I think it was Southern Alamance again.
Yeah, then you went on to play for the final, didn't you, the next night, maybe?
I believe so. I can't remember against two, but yeah, we went on. No, I think this was actually in preparation for Southern Alamance because I remember you were asking about.
Them the next day. Then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. How did that game come out? I'm trying to remember all these games. Did you guys beat them in that final? I think you did.
The first time we lost to Southern, the second time we did win. So that night we won.
A couple of years ago, Southern had come in and kind of snuck in and took the tournament, I think.
Yes.
Because they beat South, they beat you guys maybe in the semis, they beat Southeast in the finals.
Yeah.
And then last you guys came back and turned the table and beat them for the championship. That's the Metro Conference, as far as girls basketball goes. If people didn't know what was going on, that's one of the best conferences in the entire state.
It is. It's just intense throughout. You just got talent from all over, and then when we come together in games like that, it's just, you just never know what the outcome could be. It could go either way, and that's what makes it so exciting. You just know you have to work hard every practice, and you just got to put the work in.
You got girls like yourself, with us like Kennedy Currie. KC is, Skip likes to call it KC here. You got Shaylin Burnett down at Southern Alamance. You got Paris Key over at Page. You had Kara Shutt at Southeast.
Right.
All those are pretty much seniors. That's just a heck of a senior class. Moving on from the Metro after this year with just a great core group.
Yes, it's just amazing. I'm just excited for all of us. We're all going to play college ball, so it's great. It's great to see.
Pretty well too. At least a couple of you girls will be playing close to home because Shaylin's going to Elon. You're going to High Point.
Right.
Paris is going way out to Vanderbilt, and Kara Shutt shut. She's going to Elam to play softball, so a lot of girls are staying close to home.
Yeah, I just thought about it. That had a lot to do with my commitment. Just not only is High Point gorgeous, of course, but just thinking about having my family there to support me. It's just something about having your family out there in the stands, seeing them. It's just a different feeling versus not having them. You just know when they're not there and when they are there. So
you think about High Point University, that's a growing university, and all the buildings are pristine, and it's like everything is so nice over there and so new.
Yeah, everything's growing every day. I think now they're working on building a biomechanics. It's a whole different area of the campus. I think they're building the mall. They're buying the mall, and they're making the mall into the biomechanics part of the university. So it's just amazing the things that the coaches tell me is going on.
Games over there now?
Yeah, I go. The last one I went to, it was a while ago. I think I went to go see them play. I can't recall who I went to go see them play. I go see them? Winthrop. I went to go see them play Winthrop. I think we fell short that game by about 7 points, but it was an interesting game to watch throughout, though.
Here's a good question to ask you, kind of looking ahead. Where do you see yourself fitting into that High Point University women's team? What kind of role would you have on that team? Where do you see yourself fitting in?
Well, I definitely know that I'm going to be, the same kind of position where I'm going to be the forward player, kind of, because the outside game is developing, but I'm just more comfortable inside. The rebounding, I'm trying to keep the virtues the same, boxing out, getting those extra rebounds, making the game easy. Of course, defense, blocking shots, I hope that still continues because it's one of my favorite things to do.
Do you like to run the court?
Yes, I love running the court. And Coach has already told me that that's a big thing that they love to do. So hopefully that's something I can implement into the offense. Just running the court and getting those easy layups in transition,
gotta get
things
up and
like
down
that.
in a hurry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that conditioning comes into play again. So yeah, just doing pretty much a lot of the things that I do for my team now. Just doing a lot of those things, and then just developing my own offensive things just to add to the team.
The interesting thing about your game past couple of years, like last year before, you stayed on the court quite a bit. You didn't get in a lot of foul trouble, didn't have to sit down, didn't have to miss many minutes, which was a good thing because Kayla Mays was so tall, there would be times, she might get a couple of fouls quick early in the game, have to have a seat, so you had to play without her, but you had the propensity, I guess it's the ability to be on the court and not get in trouble.
Exactly. It's just all about playing smart defense, just moving your feet. Of course, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to get the blocking foul every now and then, but it's just all about being smart. When you're needed on the court, you can't keep fouling. You got to move your feet. You got to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do. You just got to make take the extra steps and get there and do that.
Talk about yourself and Michaela Rouse, the bond between you two. Good friends, both signed the same day, both committed that same day, went to different schools for college, but came from that same high school, Dudley. Talk about the bond between the two of you.
Okay. Well, me and Michaela on our team, we call her Bop because she's always been the youngest, so we call her Baby Bop. But yeah, she's one of my
Junior Rouse Junior.
Junior Rouse. Yes, he calls her Junior Rouse. When her sister was with us, but now he just usually calls her Rouse. So now she's Rouse. But yes, Michaela, she's one of my best friends. We're close. We hang out all the time. Having our signing day on the same day was it's something we wanted. So we asked.
You probably remember for a long time.
Definitely. We talk about it all the time because we were both of us. We had similar recruitment, so a lot of schools were looking at us. A lot of similar schools were looking at us. So she signed with Campbell University. That was one of the universities that I was interested in, and it was just making that decision. We were like in the back of our minds, we were thinking, how amazing would it be for us to continue playing basketball together in college? So we thought about it, of course, but ultimately it comes down to what decision's best. Academic-wise, she felt that was the best decision for her, and then for me, I felt High Point was the best decision. So we talk about it all the time. We're thinking our friendship is not going anywhere. We know that we're going to stay in contact because Campbell's is further away, but it's not lifetimes away. So we know that relationship is good.
And High Point meet at all in the season? Do they play each other?
Oh yeah, we're in the same conference.
Really?
So we're going to see each other.
Big South.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're going to see each other.
Fun games there.
We're gonna love it. That's why I tell her we're gonna see each other in games, and it's gonna be fun.
If you're in the game, you'll look each other up. If you're on the bench, you'll be looking across the court at each other.
Exactly. So wherever we stand, wherever we sit, we're gonna enjoy it either way. We're gonna smile at each other. So we're gonna have that relationship, and hopefully it never fades. Through college, we'll be hanging out whenever we can. But
talk about what your family means, because your family's a big part of what you do too. I know your family's been very supportive. They stuck with you through all the high school basketball days, and I think Michaela's mom mentioned it. I'm sure your family mentioned it too. All the days of the travel basketball, making some sacrifices, having to do things for that. Tell me what your family means to you as far as a basketball player and your development as a young lady.
Well, family just comes first, and everything I've done, they've always been there. I've been playing since I was little, and they've been there through everything, you know, the struggle, whether or not I wanted to even continue playing basketball when I thought, you know, basketball may not be what I'm best at, because, you know, also playing volleyball, I'm thinking, which is my stronger sport, should I continue to pursue this? Because at one point, you know, you're just thinking, maybe this isn't for me, but it's something about family, just hearing your name being called, whether it's critiques from the dad over there, whether it's critique or whether it's just encouragement and just telling you this is what you can do to develop. I mean, that's something my dad always points out. He's just saying.
Sometimes that critique is also encouragement, kind of in a misdirected way, or a directed way.
Exactly.
It can
exactly.
Be.
That's how he is. He's just, I mean, it may not come out the way that, you know, I want to hear it at that time, but everything he says is for the betterment, my mom included, and even my little sister. She says it in the worst ways, but I know they all mean well.
I'll tell you one thing that's interesting too, because sometimes during the games, if you listen closely, if the crowd's not huge, you can hear your parents yelling at you during the game or yelling for you during the game. But the fun part too is when they get together with you after the game, have that little small talk with your mom or dad after the game's over.
Every night, whether it's in the truck, well, when I used to, before I started driving, of course, every night in the truck or the car, we'd always have our discussions. The radio would be turned completely off.
And my dad, a lot right there.
Turned the radio completely off. My dad would just be saying, you know, he'd just be going over the game. What do you think? He'd ask me what I thought first, and then he'd tell me, well, this is what you didn't do. This is what I want you to. This is what I want to see you do next game. Just little things like that. Just giving me something to do next time. You didn't shoot the ball enough. Shoot the ball some more. You're not crashing the boards enough for me.
He's probably saying shoot the ball more, but don't force his shots. Take the shots that you have.
Exactly. He's saying just, you know, don't, you know, I know you're an unselfish player, but he's saying sometimes you just gotta look for yourself a little more, because that's something I love to do, and that's something that everybody's always told me. You're not looking for yourself enough. You're not looking for yourself. Why are you inside passing the ball outside? Well, coach, dad, I see something, and sometimes, most of the time, I'm correct, but other times they're correct, where I could get the easy layup, but I'm not looking for myself. I'm looking for my teammates. So,
speaking about those teammates, as we kind of close out our conversation, big game with Southern Alabama. Big game with Page tomorrow. I had the big game with Southern Alabama, beat them. Had the big game with Grims, beat them last week. But the big game with Page tomorrow. Talk about your teammates. We talked about Michaela already. Does a great job. Excellent ball player. Going to Campbell. Best friend. What about Essence Abraham? Does she run the show this year out front?
Oh, well, definitely. Essence is developing. You know, she's a junior, so she's still got this year to develop. She's playing AAU ball too. I forget who she plays. Mid-State. I'm sorry. She plays with Mid-State.
Might be the same team that Burnett played with.
Yes, she and Shaylin play together on Mid-State's team. But as I was saying, yes, Essence is developing every game. She's definitely the outside shot. She's definitely getting.
Mo used to have that shot.
Exactly.
Outside too, didn't she?
She's molding into a Mo.
Gotcha.
So
I like that, molding into a Mo.
Because Mo, you know, that's someone you can never replace. But Essence is definitely working to get there.
She's probably a little more responsibility this year too, because last year you had both out front.
Exactly. Now she's carrying a lot more weight, because she's got a lot of young ones under her wing that she's trying to mold as well to just get comfortable and confident. That's a lot of the issue now. A lot of our younger ones, they're not as confident. When we get the younger ones confident, we'll be a great ball club. But Essence is definitely doing her job as far as a mentor.
Michaela, Kennedy, who are the other two that would start on a given night, on a regular night? Who would be the other two starters?
The other two would be Kiera Harrison,
right,
and then Tamaya Carter.
Tamaya played well last year. Tamaya came off the bench, man. She gave you girls some
definitely.
She was a surprise. She would come in and get some good rebounds. And
rebounds, putbacks, easy stuff.
Putbacks at 2 to 3 feet from the bucket, give you some good return shots.
She has the beautiful mid-range jumper. Everything just, I mean, we just all come together. together. You just know your teammates. You know where to feed them the ball. You know what they're great at. So
Boy,
you
their
just gotta
roles
make them look
changed
good.
too. When they were coming in as reserves, sometimes I come in as a reserve, not as much pressure on me coming in because I just help out, do my job, 2 or 3
Exactly.
minutes maybe before I'm gone, come back in, good to see them back. When they were regulars, it gets a little tougher.
Exactly. So yeah, I definitely think with Essence, she's handling that responsibility. She's been used to it. She came in, varsity as her freshman year, so not holding as much weight, of course, her freshman year, but definitely over the years she's just grown more confident and she's able to think better and more critically in game situations. So
When you're
it's just
helping your
great.
teammates out, I mean, you're a great young lady, got an excellent ability to speak, communicate those things. When you have to help your team, do you yell at your teammates or just kind of let them know? How do you handle communicate with your teammates?
Well, to be honest, it just depends on the heat of the game.
Gotcha.
Whatever kind of game it is. Like, for example, Southern Alamance, there's not as much calm talking. When it's a game like that, I may yell at you, but my teammates know.
You got some that they know when you yell, they know what's going on.
Exactly,
You
they
how to
know.
handle your teammates too.
Right.
What their
So
demeanor's
some,
like, yeah.
based on their personalities, I gotta kind of pull her to the side and talk to her. But others, you can yell across the court.
Yeah, some teammates, they don't want to be caught with that coming at them hard in front of the rest of the team.
Exactly.
Come on the side, let them know, and they appreciate that.
Exactly.
Now, if you're not in the lineup, this is a terrible question to ask. For some reason, if you could not play in that game coming up next, who fills in for you? Who's up next?
Well, based on what I'm thinking and based on how practice went today, I'm thinking Currie Straight. She just came in.
Got her. Okay.
She's actually Kiara Harrison's cousin. She's also a junior. She came from Charlotte. I think she came from South Meck in Charlotte.
Ooh, that's good. Okay.
Their high school, so she came from there, and she's a great post player. Came in with a great set of skills already.
What year is
She knows
she?
how to get at them. Junior also.
Okay.
So, like I said, we have a young team.
When I saw the Hop One Andrews game, I remember her, and she played very well in that game.
Very well.
That was a heck of a game too, because Hop One Andrews kind of down in that game, and they made that run in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
when
they
Amani
came at us.
Watkins got hot. Amani got hot, and October Campbell. It was like Halloween in December, whatever. She got hot too, but they came on strong. It was a good game. That gave you
that
girls a good challenge.
Yeah, it
was
did.
good for you.
It did. Because at first we kind of took it lightly. We were just like, we got this comfortable lead, so let's come out. And that's what got us down. That's what gave Andrews that run in the fourth quarter. We were comfortable with our lead, and we came out kind of coasting instead of coming out just as aggressive, hustling just as much. So definitely.
What's the favorite class of yours at Dudley? You must be in the academy. You're talking so good here. You must be in the academy, or maybe at the early college.
I'm in the early college. Every day I go to GTCC and I take courses over there. So I'm at the early college.
Got a favorite class over there?
I say my favorite class is argument-based research. So it's like an English class. So I've always loved English,
That's
and then
good.
math somewhere in there. I give it a
Do
little
you
bit
miss?
of credit.
I mean, I don't get to ask early college students this that much. Oh, here's just a quick question. Do you miss the regular Dudley campus routine going to GTCC? Do you miss the regular being around the student wing?
I can't. Well, of course I miss the actual social part of it, but I can't say I miss being in school until 3:50 versus going to GTCC. Like on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have classes from 8:50 and then 9 to 9:50, and I'm done by 10 o'clock.
Wow, that's
So
like
that's
going
my
to
class
college.
day.
It is
Exactly.
going to
So
college.
that's like my class day. So I can't say I miss the long school day, but I definitely do miss the social aspect of everything. But most of my friends I get to see because they're also in the Currie College.
You go to practice,
And practice. So
Yeah, the thing about it is this prepares you quite well for college, and you go to college.
Definitely.
Same deal. Yeah.
Definitely, that's
How long
why
have you
I
been
love
to college at GTCC? Is this your first year, second year, or?
you actually go on the college campuses your senior year, but the early college program is carried out throughout your whole high school career. So at Dudley, your freshman year, you'll be a part of the traditional kind of schedule, and then your senior year is when you get the privilege of going on college campus. Exactly. So
Do you like GTCC?
yeah, it's fine. The professors they're nice. They get the job done.
What
And
about the mobility, getting around campus and getting in? It's got to be kind of it's pretty busy around there, isn't it?
You definitely have to prepare ahead of time. You have to get in at least an hour early to get parking. If you don't, you'll be late or you'll miss class.
Teaches you quite a bit
pretty
then.
fair. Yeah, it teaches you a lot. Time management. You have that whole day. If you choose not to do your work, it's tough. So you got to
It's
manage
kind
your
of good
time.
too. You're only just a short drop in a bucket mileage-wise from Hopper University, just down the street. Just keep going.
Right. And oftentimes I will leave and catch a practice, and it's just right down the road. It's like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I went that way a while back going to Hop One Andrews. Just keep shooting straight on down there, and you're right there at it.
Right. It's
What
real
about
close to home.
the rest of the year? You want to win the Metro Conference regular season. You want to win the tournament. You want to win the states. All those things in one. So there's a lot of work left to be done. We just talked about a few things tonight. There's a lot of work left to be done here.
Definitely. We're definitely, of course, we're going to first set the first goal, and that's to win conference. You know, just to develop and become stronger as a team. If we can win conference, we can
One
go
thing we haven't
further.
talked about, you played a very good schedule this year. Schedule's been tough, brutal,
Definitely,
but it's been good for you.
definitely good for us. That's why we're not saying that the conference. Our coach didn't want to tell us that the conference should be easy necessarily, but he wants us to believe that playing such a rigorous schedule, the conference shouldn't be as hard for us because we're used to the rigor and we're used to the challenges early on. So
We talked about everybody who's meant to you, your teammates, your best friends, family. What about Coach Frank McNeil? Put him on the pedestal. Talk about Coach Frank McNeil as we close out this conversation. What he means to the Dudley Panther lady basketball team. What he means to Kennedy Currie.
Well, to the team, of course, Coach McNeil is always, he's just real encouraging. He's always trying to do something to better the program. He's trying to learn. He's always in a book. He's got his nose in a book trying to figure out what does this coach do. He's going to the boys basketball coach asking them, what are some plays that you guys do that get you past the zone, et cetera, things like that. So he's always open to asking questions and things like that.
That's good because I respect somebody who's willing to still learn.
Yeah.
They haven't reached a stage where they feel like I've got nothing left to learn. They're still taking it all in.
So he's definitely open to learning, and to me, he's always been an encourager. Early on we weren't as close because my freshman year I started off on junior varsity. So then coming in sophomore year, getting on varsity and things, that's when we began to get a little closer because junior varsity, different coach, things like that. So definitely my sophomore year we got closer, and he just started to help mold me into the player, just giving me that encouragement and sometimes just critique. So sometimes just those critiques would just help me. Just him not telling me, "Oh, good job" every time. That would just say, "Well, I must be doing something right if this and if ... So just the little things. So.
And I'm thinking a lot of things. What about Coach Delaney Rudd? What'd you learn from Delaney? Because he was a big part too, wasn't he?
Delaney, definitely loved him too. Great coach
He
also.
helped you take it to the next level, didn't he?
Definitely. He just helped put me in those right positions. He helped just get it in my mind that you set the tone. You're gonna do what you're gonna do what you're gonna do. He's saying I'm not here to pretty much create a player. You're gonna be the player you are. I'm just here to put you in those positions, the positions that are great for you. So that's one of Delaney's big things.
It's kind of good to see also the male figure like that to take an interest in girls basketball. And I just say, girls basketball, send them down to the far end, let them play. These men take an interest, they study it, and help the players. And they've dedicated themselves that form of play, that level of play.
Yeah, my whole basketball career has been males at the coaching position. I think I've had one or two female coaches, and that was in middle school, and then one my freshman year. So just my whole career, I've been used to the male figure at the coaching position. It's just something different about it.
Now, when you go to High Point, because we could stretch this interview out probably for 3 or 4 days, many things to ask you, but you go to High Point, female coach there, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be a little...
Coach Hendricks, she is the head coach, and that would be it's going to be different. I think it's going to be different, but we have also the assistant coaches. We got 2 males, and then we have 2 other female coaches. So it's just a mix, but it's definitely going to be different having a female at the head, just to see how that works. Because I won't be used to it, but I'll definitely be open to it.
What do you got to do to get better? As you get ready for next year and you try to do well the rest of this year, what do you do to keep getting better? What do you got to do?
Just getting in the gym, setting those workouts with close coaches of mine that have helped me out. Like one of my close coaches that I work with. His name is Melvin Hagee. He's the head coach at Glenn High School.
He used to be at Dudley, right?
Definitely. He was the JV coach last year for Dudley.
Well for himself. So he's like your personal trainer coach.
Yes, he's one of who I like to call my trainers. I work out with him whenever I can, and he's one of the guys that I credit for a lot of my development as well. He's just one of those other people that's just telling me, you can do this. He's just giving me that push.
You've been fortunate to surround yourself around a lot of good people. Been very fortunate to do that.
Exactly. It's just a blessing.
Good choices about the people you chose to work with.
Definitely.
Well, you need to move on. I know you got a lot of things to do. Thank you so much for being with us as always.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work and good luck in the game. Hope you will be in the game tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you so much.
Kennedy Currie with us from Shane's Rib Shack.